Let's read Sam and the Tigers. Do you know this story? See if it sounds at all familiar. Sam and the Tigers, a new telling of Little Black Sambo, which is an old story about a little boy in India. And we'll come back and read this at the very end. Once upon a time, there was a place called Samara, where the animals and the people lived together and worked together like they didn't know they weren't supposed to. There was a little boy in Samara named Sam. Sam's mama was also named Sam. So was Sam's daddy. In fact, all the people in Samara were named Sam, but nobody ever got confused about which Sam was which. And that's why nobody was named Jolene or Natisha or Willie. See all the animals working with the people? Elephants and cranes and lizards and crocodiles. All right, let's keep going. One day, Sam went to the marketplace to get some new clothes for school. The first place they went was Mr. Elephant's elegant habiliments. Mr. Elephant liked words as big as him that nobody could say. Sam's mother picked out a nice brown jacket and white shirt. That will look very handsome on you. Sam shook his head. That ain't me, he declared. Don't you be talking back to your mama like that, Sam said. I'm a big boy now. I want to pick out my own clothes. Sam looked at Sam. Sam shrugged. Sam shrugged back. Sam nodded back. Sam and Sam looked at Sam and nodded together. Sam grinned. Sam looked through the clothes like he was searching for truth. Finally, he shouted, "That's what I want." He held up a coat as red as a happy heart. Sam started to protest. "You can't wear something like—" Sam stopped Sam. "He's a big boy now. We've got to let him make his own decisions." Sam paid Mr. Elephant for the red coat, and off they went to Monkey's Magnificent Attire to look for pants. Sam looked until he found a pair of pants as purple as a love that would last forever. Sam shook her head, sighed, and paid Mr. Monkey for the pants. Off they went to the feline's finest finery to look for a shirt. Sam picked out one as yellow as tomorrow. "Yes," he shouted. Sam shuddered, paid Miss Cat for the yellow shirt, and off they went to Mr. Giraffe's genuine stupendous footwear emporium. Sam found a pair of silver shoes shining like promises that are always kept. Sam paid Mr. Giraffe and closed her pocketbook. "That's it," she declared. "We've got all your clothes. Let's go home." Sam shook his head. "I ain't through yet. You got a new coat, a new pair of pants, a new shirt, and new shoes. What else do you need?" "I'm not sure, but I'll know it when I see it." Sam and Sam followed Sam through the marketplace. He looked and looked and looked until finally, yes, he pointed to an umbrella as green as a satisfied mind. Sam paid Brer Rabbit, and then they went home. The next morning was the first day of school. Sam put on his new clothes and looked at himself in the mirror. "Ain't I fine?" he declared. Sam went downstairs to breakfast, his new clothes shining brighter than Mr. Sun when he comes back from his winter vacation. Sam and Sam had to put on sunglasses to protect their eyes from all the colors Sam was wearing. "You'd better be careful," Sam said. "You might put Mr. Sun out of business." "If I knew how to sit in the sky without a chair, I would." Sam and Sam kissed Sam goodbye, and he headed off for school. Sam had not gone very far before he saw a tiger coming toward him. The tiger stopped and looked at Sam. Sam stopped and looked at the tiger. "Sam, I'm going to eat you up," said the tiger. Sam shook his head. "I don't like that idea. Why don't you take my red coat instead?" The tiger looked at the coat. "Nice coat. It's a deal, Sam." Sam took off his coat and gave it to the tiger. The tiger put it on. "Ain't I fine?" said the tiger. "Yes, you are," agreed Sam. The tiger went on his way. Sam went on his. Before long, here comes another tiger. The tiger stopped and looked at Sam. Sam stopped and looked at the tiger. "Sam, I'm going to eat you up." Sam shook his head. "I don't like that idea. Why don't you take my pretty yellow shirt?" The tiger looked at the shirt. "Nice shirt, Sam. It's a deal." Sam took off his shirt and gave it to the tiger. The tiger put it on. "Ain't I fine?" he exclaimed. "You are indeed," Sam agreed. The tiger went on his way. Sam went on his. Sam had an idea of what kind of day it was going to be, and when he saw the next tiger coming, he took off his shoes. "Here you go," Sam said, holding out the shoes. "Good deal for you, bad deal for me. I've got 4 feet. You only got 2 shoes." "Feet?" Sam exclaimed. "These are ear shoes." The tiger put them on. "Ain't I fine?" he declared. "You are indeed," Sam agreed. The tiger went on his way. Sam didn't see any point in moving, and sure enough, along came another tiger. "Here," Sam said, offering the tiger his green umbrella. "Tigers don't need umbrellas," he declared. "I'm going to eat you, Sam." "If you do, it'll send your cholesterol way up," Sam began. "Don't you understand? You could be the first tiger smart enough to carry an umbrella." "What would I carry it with? I need my feet for walking." "Use your tail." Tiger wrapped his tail around the umbrella and held it over his head. "Ain't I fine?" he exclaimed. "Indeed you are," agreed Sam. The tiger went on his way. Sam went on his, hoping he wouldn't see another tiger. All he had left was his purple pants. Before his hope had time to take a good look around, here come another tiger. "You know the routine," said the tiger. Sam nodded and took off his pants. "Take them." The tiger put them on. "Ain't I fine?" he declared. "I could care less," Sam pouted. "Look at me." Sam stood there in his underwear. "Bad day, Sam," Tiger said, and went on his way. Sam started crying. He cried and he cried and he cried. Sam might still be crying if he hadn't heard a loud and very scary noise. Grrr! What was that? Grrr! "It's the tigers. They don't like my clothes and they've come back to eat me." Sam hid behind a big tree and peeped out. In a clearing, he saw the tigers strutting in a circle. "I'm the finest," growled the tiger in the red coat. "No way, insect breath." "I'm the finest," said the tiger in the yellow shirt. Declared the tiger with the silver shoes on his ears. "I'm finer than you two losers." "No way," proclaimed the tiger carrying the green umbrella in his tail. "I'm the finest." "You make me laugh," snorted the tiger wearing the purple pants. "I am the finest tiger that ever was, ever is, and ever will be." Look at him. The tigers were so angry they were ready to fight. Tiger took off his red coat. Tiger took off his yellow shirt. Tiger took off his purple pants. Tiger took off his silver shoes. Tiger let the green umbrella drop from his tail onto the ground. They snarled and growled and snapped at each other until suddenly they were rolling and wrestling and wrestling and rolling on the ground. They wrestled and rolled and snarled and snapped right up to the tree where Sam was hiding. Sam ran to the clearing and peered out from behind the green umbrella to see what was going on. The tigers were running around the tree, each one holding the tail of another tiger in his jaws. each trying to catch the other. "Hey, tigers," Sam called. "Don't you want your clothes anymore?" "Grrr!" The tigers ran faster. "If you do, you better say something. If you don't, I'm going to take them." "Grrr!" The tigers ran faster and faster. Sam put on his yellow shirt and then his purple pants, his red coat, and finally his silver shiny shoes. "Ain't I fine?" he announced to the tigers, holding the green umbrella up like a victory flag. The tigers saw Sam wearing their clothes, and that made them very, very angry. But they wouldn't let go of each other's tails. Instead, they ran faster and faster until all Sam could see was a blur. Faster and faster and faster and faster the tigers ran until they melted into a pool of butter as golden as a dream come true. Sam hurried to school, and everybody agreed he was wearing more colors than Mr. Sun when he went to bed. That afternoon, Sam was going home and saw the pool of butter gleaming at the base of the tree. He ran home, got a jug, and filled it with the butter. He gave it to his mother. "Can we have pancakes for supper?" he asked her. She made the batter and started frying it in the butter. The pancakes were striped orange and black, just like tigers. "We're going to have more pancakes than we can eat," Sam said. "Why don't you go and see if the neighbors want to join us for supper?" A few minutes later, Sam and Sam came back with Miss Cat, Mr. Elephant, Brer Rabbit, Mrs. Monkey, Mr. Giraffe, Brer Fox, and Brer Wolf. They were talking about the happenings in the community. Seems like 5 tigers had disappeared that morning, and nobody could find them. Sam smiled, but didn't say a word. Everybody sat down to eat. Exclaiming that these were the best pancakes ever made on the front side of the earth. Sam ate 27, Sam ate 55, but Sam ate 169. Wearing all them colors can really make a boy hungry. And that's the story. This one here just tells about how when this is written by the guy who did the pictures. Several years ago, while browsing through the library of the Charles Blockson Afro-American collection at Temple University, my wife, Gloria Jean, and I found a number of editions of Little Black Sambo. I was amazed at the variety of the artwork in those books. At the time, I knew only of the version I had owned as a child. I remembered it well. It was the only picture book depicting a black child that I can recall seeing. I started thinking seriously about a new version and obtained a facsimile of Bannerman's original book, then contacted Helen Muller of the Free Library of Philadelphia for aid with research. I discovered that there were as many as 50 versions of the book, and I struggled to find my own approach to right the wrongs of the original and several subsequent versions. Meanwhile, Julius Lester, who was researching the story, heard of my interest through the internet. He contacted me about collaborating as we had for John Henry, and we quickly gained the support of Phyllis Fogelman, our editor at Dial. As I began the sketches for Julius's extraordinary text, I was able to find more versions of Sambo. Lois Sarkissian of Every Picture Tells a Story, a gallery in Los Angeles, I've been there, showed me a number of copies. Fran Emery of Fran's Bookhouse in Philadelphia sent me Sambo Sahib, a story of Bannerman, and her book. Then Phyllis and I went to a rare book dealer to view many more editions, including a die-cut book and a pop-up. All this was liberating for me. My thanks go to all who assisted my research, thus freeing me to find my own interpretation of the young black child who could outwit tigers. And then we have this from the writer. In 1899, a book called Little Black Sambo was published. There are 2 versions of how it came to be. Helen Bannerman, a Scot, was married to a doctor in the British military and living in India. In one version, she writes and illustrates the story for her 2 daughters attending school back in Scotland. The other has a family living in India and Bannerman riding it on a train when she was separated from her daughters. Whatever the specifics, the story was written as entertainment by a mother for her daughters. Despite its black characters, the story is not set in Africa. Nor is it set in India, despite the tigers. The setting is fanciful and was never meant to be taken literally. It would be unfair to say Bannerman had a racist intent in creating Little Black Sambo. However, it was published during the era of social Darwinism, which argued that societies like nature were ruled by the doctrine of the survival of the fittest. History had proven, quote-unquote, proven that whites were the most, quote-unquote, fit, and people of black African descent the least. Intentionally or not, Little Black Sambo reinforced the idea of white superiority through illustrations exaggerating African physiognomy and the name Sambo that's been used negatively for blacks since the early 17th century. Yet the story transcended its stereotypes. For almost a century, children have enjoyed it. Jerry Pinney and I read the story as children and recognized that Sambo was a black hero, but his name and how he was depicted took away his heroic status. A new telling required reconceptualization, how to retain the fun without the historical baggage. I played with the syllable Sam until one morning Sam Samara came out of my mouth. In the same moment I thought, name all the people Sam. Another problem was Bannerman's language, a model of simplicity I could not imitate. More natural for me was the Southern black storytelling voice I employed in the retelling of the Uncle Remus stories, which Jerry Pinney also illustrated. The final problem was visual. Despite their racism, Jerry saw a mythical quality in Bannerman's illustrations and sought to parallel it. The biggest challenge for both of us was history. Many whites had loved Little Black Sambo as children and were afraid their love of it made them racists now. That is not so. Many blacks, angered and shamed, resolved that it be thrown in the garbage. For many years, so had I. Yet what other story had I read at age 7 and remembered for 50 years? There was obviously an abiding truth in the story despite itself. I think that is the truth of the imagination, that incredible realm where people and animals live together like they don't know any better, and children eat pancakes cooked in the butter of melted tigers, and parents never say, don't eat so many. And now I want to show you the writer and the picture illustrator that collaborated on this beautiful version called Sam and the Tigers. And I hope you enjoyed it, and it gives you a different feeling for the Little Black Sambo books. This is a wonderful version. And I hope you subscribe and come back often. There's lots of good books on this channel.